Cause that's okay. I need to get later.
A man named Seth bought an old, unusual-looking electric guitar from a neighborhood garage sale. At first, it seemed like an ordinary instrument, but strange things started happening once he began playing it. Take a close look at what happens in his room afterward.
I made a Lotus-style guitar, very 80s, and every time I strum like this, things like that happen every time I play this instrument. Like that.
As soon as Seth strums the guitar, the lights in the room begin flickering wildly. Moments later, a glass sitting on a nearby table suddenly falls off after he plays a chord. Even now, Seth has no idea what caused the strange activity in his room. While some people believe it was just a coincidence, others think there may have been something unusual connected to the old instrument. This older recording was made by a young man inside his grandparents' house. He said it was around 3 a.m. when he began hearing unusual noises. According to him, he also heard what sounded like a woman speaking. Curious and determined to find the source, he picked up his camera and went to investigate.
And swear to God, I just heard someone talking down our hall, and there's no one home right now because my grandparents are out of town for the weekend, so I'm gonna go investigate. What the hell? Do you guys hear that? What the hell? Do you guys hear that?
It's a fairly unsettling video. Near the end of the recording, what sounds like a woman crying can be heard. Earlier in the footage, some noises seem as if someone is following him, causing him to turn the camera around to check behind him. Despite his search, no clear explanation is revealed, leaving people wondering what really happened in the house that night. Late one night, a man woke up after hearing unusual noises coming from his kitchen. Although nervous, he decided to find out what was causing them. However, what he discovered moments later was enough to send him running away.
Is anybody here? Oh my God, man. What the No. Hello? I heard you. No. No way. No way. Oh my God. Hello? And I swear I just saw a moving here. This light switch. Oh man, I'm absolutely f***ing myself. No. That can't. Fuck off. Holy. No, f*** this, oh no. No, f*** this, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
As he entered the kitchen, a spoon suddenly dropped to the floor right in front of him. Moments later, the table appeared to move on its own without anyone touching it. Frightened by what he witnessed, the man quickly ran out of the house. Whether it was something paranormal or there was another explanation, the incident remains a mystery. What do you think happened? Parents often pass gifts down to their children, but City believes she passed down something much stranger, an ability to see spirits. As a child living in the house, she claimed to regularly see a presence that she even considered a friend. Years later, after moving back into the same home, her daughter began talking about a spirit of her own. City now wonders if it's the same presence she saw growing up.
Hi, my dad's name is friends. My dad's friend is Kurt. Yeah. What was her name? What was her name? Ella? Her and Ella too. What was her name? Ella too? Why are you waiting for Ella? Her house back here and her house right here. Why?
What are you saying? Nothing?
Go away. I made a bed that's okay. I need to get later. Yeah. Why did guys stay here? I hang out.
Because the spirit has never harmed her daughter, City believes it isn't dangerous. However, others are more cautious, arguing that not everything stays the same over time. Something that seems friendly at first may not always remain that way, which is why some people find the situation unsettling. A Ring security camera installed in a kitchen recorded footage late at night on February 16, 2024. At first, everything appears completely normal. The house is quiet, the glow of the stove light dimly lights the kitchen, and there is no one visible in the frame. Nothing seems out of place, and there are no signs that anything unusual is about to happen. Then, without warning, the door on the right side of the kitchen suddenly swings open on its own. It doesn't slowly creep open like a loose door. Instead, it moves quickly, as if someone pushed it from the other side. A few moments later, a quiet male voice can be heard whispering from somewhere outside the camera's view. No one appears after the door opens. There are no footsteps, and nothing else in the kitchen moves. What makes the footage so unsettling is not just the door, but the voice that follows. It doesn't sound like a random noise or a distant sound from outside. Instead, it seems clear and intentional, leaving viewers wondering what was really captured in that quiet kitchen that night. This footage is more than 20 years old, yet it continues to puzzle people interested in paranormal events. The video was reportedly recorded in April 2006 inside a museum in New York by an authorized investigator. Although the footage is old and grainy, it appears to capture something unusual. Watch carefully and see what seems to appear in front of the camera. A strange, glowing shape appears to form in the middle of the hallway, seemingly out of nowhere. Years later, a professional television photographer examined the original footage and reportedly found no evidence that it had been digitally altered. Even after 2 decades, no clear explanation has been agreed upon. Some see it as strong evidence of something paranormal, while others believe there may still be a natural explanation that hasn't been discovered yet. What do you think? After an old church suddenly closed due to supposed unforeseen circumstances, 2 friends became curious and decided to sneak inside to investigate. What they thought would be a simple exploration quickly turned into a mistake they would regret.
This place has been abandoned for 3 months.
Oh my God.
Ready?
Yeah. There's a light on. It smells like... The light is the eternal light. It's in every church. It's supposed to always be lit. Actually, it's very cold.
While exploring what looked like a children's play area inside the church, they began hearing a series of unsettling whispers coming from somewhere nearby.
Oh my God, it smells really bad. Oh my God. Try not to switch it on. That was disgusting. Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs.
Give me that! Give me that!
Close your face. Dude, why?
Oh my God.
More than once. Oh my God, these things are everywhere. No, I hear something. I heard something. I don't know.
Some people believe the whispers sound like prayers, while others think they resemble children's voices. Then, things take an even stranger turn when a heavy wooden door suddenly slams shut. Frightened by what they had heard and seen, the 2 friends immediately ran from the building without looking back. To this day, no one has been able to explain what caused the door to close so suddenly in the darkness. Travel with F is a YouTube channel run by an Indonesian man who often shares paranormal stories and encounters. Recently, a friend of his who works as a night security guard was assigned to watch an abandoned warehouse that was being renovated. To keep an eye on the property, the guard installed several security cameras. In an earlier incident, one of the cameras captured what appeared to be a face with glowing white eyes staring from the attic. When the guard went to investigate, he found no one there and no signs that anyone had been inside. A few days later, another motion alert was triggered, and this time, the footage was even more unsettling.
Atas mana atas tengah ini? Bebas. Terserah kalian guys, mau pilih yang mana? Tuh, kan nggak ada. Udah bro, stiker atau apa sih? Ini mah manusia. Stiker matamu. Manusia juri. Susulin jangan.
This time, the footage showed the same pale, white-eyed figure peeking out from a storage area near the ceiling, quietly watching from above. After seeing it appear again, the guard became convinced that something was hiding in the attic. Believing it could be supernatural, he felt that whatever was there had been watching from the shadows the entire time. Sarah Nichols' son somehow got hold of her phone and, like many curious kids, opened the camera app. He wandered around the house recording random things without really paying attention to what he was filming. At the time, Sarah didn't think much of it. Later, while looking through her video gallery, she came across the recording. But when she watched it back, something near the end of the video left her completely shaken.
This is the video that he took.
Right at the end of the video, a human-like figure appears to quickly duck out of frame, almost as if someone had been standing behind the child and moved away the moment the camera caught them. Sarah insists she was the only adult in the house at the time. Some viewers believe it could have been a shadow, a blur caused by movement, or something passing in front of the lens. However, Sarah says the family had already been experiencing strange activity, including objects moving on their own and toys being thrown across rooms. Because of that, the clip felt far more unsettling to her. Was it just a camera glitch, or did her son accidentally capture something unexplained inside the house? A young man was alone in his apartment, casually recording a story, when the atmosphere suddenly changed. Out of nowhere, a loud metallic noise echoed from another room, breaking the silence. As he tried to figure out where it came from, something unusual seemed to happen in the background. Watch the corner carefully. It's the kind of moment that can leave people feeling uneasy.
You're already trying to annoy me, aren't you? You can show yourself if you want. We're not afraid at all. Yeah, I know you're there. Show yourself. Damn it. Show yourself. Where are you? The blood of Christ has power. Okay, just so you know, I'm not scared of you. Okay? Okay. Christ has the power. Come on, this is my day-to-day, gentlemen. In my house, this is what happens. But I'm getting less and less afraid, so I don't give a damn about what's here. This is my house.
While the camera remains focused, a chair slowly begins moving across the floor on its own. After stopping briefly, it starts sliding again as if something unseen is pulling it forward. The young man is left frozen in fear as the camera continues recording the strange event. The footage offers no clear explanation, and no obvious wires or tricks can be seen. Whether it was something ordinary or something more unusual remains open to debate. What do you think could have caused it? Amanda Sanders says unusual things have been happening around her house, and lately they've become much harder to ignore. What started as small incidents, like random sounds, items ending up out of place, and doors moving on their own, didn't seem too concerning at first. However, the incidents gradually became more common and began occurring in broad daylight, even when Amanda was completely awake and aware of her surroundings.
It's me and Pops right now. It's starting to happen again. I wanted to catch it. My old man's at work. Nothing. Nobody is in here. Like, what the? Alright, guys. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can get my damn. And there's no way out of my house. This is the only door. This door and my back door, which is back there. Fuck, I don't know how to get a flat, or, hold on. Guys, I'm just have to come in here and turn the light on. Okay. So I just want to find the damn light. Hold on, guys. Prove no one is in here. Like, what the is going on? No one's in here, right? Shower. Open the shower and show you. Bathroom. No one's. The door just slammed shut again. What was it, Tootsie? What is it, Toot Toot? Something slammed the door on you, buddy? Come here. Where you going? Okay. Anyway, this is a closet. Oh, I can't even open the door on that side. I'll get it open. Hold on. This is my closet. Please excuse me. Vern, are you with that door?
Amanda.
Oh my God. What the dude?
I don't know.
Nothing. Like, oh, let me go back here to this closet and show you. Ain't nobody in here. That's a bunch of bags. Like, there's nothing here.
Nothing keeps shutting that door.
Politician Glenn. He won't tell us where.
No one here, guys. Just me and Pops. What the? And the dogs, obviously. Hey, Daisy. Woo!
What worried Amanda most was the sudden change in her dog's behavior. Pets that were usually relaxed and friendly began avoiding certain parts of the house altogether. At times, they would retreat under the bed or fix their attention on empty areas while softly whining, as though reacting to something she couldn't see. Wanting evidence of the strange events, Amanda started filming around the house. In one video, a door abruptly slammed shut behind her. She immediately searched the entire home and showed every room on camera, but found no one there. Unable to find a reasonable explanation, Amanda has started to wonder if an unseen presence could be living in the house with her. This video was recorded by an urban explorer who shared the experience on his channel, Rafi Kishmu. Although he mostly uploads videos from his daily life, this particular exploration stands out. One evening, he came across what appeared to be an abandoned house. He wasn't a ghost hunter and did not expect to find anything unusual. However, while exploring the property, he discovered something unexpected inside one of the derelict rooms.
I just found this abandoned house. And I think I'm gonna go inside this thing. Wish me luck. Okay, it's pretty spooky in here. It's gutted. It's all gutted. What's that noise? Weird noise, man. I don't know what I'm hearing. Hello? Dude. Oh my God! No!
Rafi later said he saw a dark figure standing near the end of a wall, and that it appeared to flicker, although that detail was not clearly captured on camera. In the footage, it seems as if the figure is facing the wall before suddenly turning and moving toward him. Whether it was a genuine, unexplained sighting, someone playing a prank, or something else entirely remains unknown. The video leaves plenty of room for interpretation. A man is hiding beneath a long table covered by a white tablecloth that hangs almost to the floor. Holding his phone under the table, he remains completely silent and motionless. His heavy, shaky breathing is the only sound, making it clear that he's terrified. Whatever frightened him seems close enough that he doesn't dare move or speak. a figure wearing a long white gown slowly steps into the room from a brightly lit doorway. Barefoot and unusually calm, it moves in a way that immediately feels unsettling. The man remains frozen beneath the table as the figure passes through the darkness. Moments later, the audio becomes even more disturbing. A high-pitched giggle echoes through the room before turning into screams and a deep roar. The video ends abruptly, leaving no explanation for what happened next. Some viewers believe the childlike laughter and the figure in the white robe may have been two separate things, with one trying to draw him out while the other moved through the room. Others think the sounds heard at the end weren't coming from the figure at all, which makes the footage seem even more unsettling. Whatever the explanation, the video leaves two big questions unanswered. What was actually in the room with him, and what made him hide under that table in the first place? What started as a quiet weekend sleepover between two friends took a strange turn when an unsettling noise suddenly broke the silence. Annoyed and curious about the repeated banging sounds coming from inside the house, they decided to start recording to figure out what was causing it. As they investigated, it seemed like the noise was coming from a closet.
Hey!
Get up, get up.
Hey, listen.
I don't want to knock on that door.
That Ouija board. I'm getting out of this room, I guess.
When they opened the closet, they found nothing inside. However, while continuing to explore the dark hallway, the camera appeared to capture a tall, shadowy figure standing motionless in the darkness. The sight left them shocked, adding even more mystery to the strange noises they had been hearing.
Might be the last time.
Terrified by what he saw, the boy quickly slammed the door shut. To this day, no one knows what the large figure in the hallway really was. Some believe it could have been an intruder, while others think it may have been something far more mysterious. One night, a plasma ball lamp begins turning on and off on its own, flashing repeatedly without anyone touching it. At first, it might seem like a simple electrical issue or wiring problem, but there's one detail that makes the situation much stranger. The lamp isn't plugged into anything.
I will also show as well the plasma ball. Right, look, it's if I flick the switch on the back, just so you can see that it's not battery powered, and there's no plug sockets even on this wall either. Here's the plug. Look, you can see here's the plug. Look, I can pull it and that's the same plug right here. And yeah, there's not even a plug socket behind this wall, so for all those people saying it's fake, there's no plug socket here.
As the unplugged lamp continues blinking, a nearby box slowly begins to rotate before eventually falling to the floor. Moments later, a door beside it starts opening on its own with a loud creak, as if someone had pushed it, even though no one is visible. According to Willow, incidents like this have become a regular occurrence in his home. On another night, one of his motion-activated cameras is triggered again and automatically begins recording. A nearby object suddenly falls over with a loud crash. Shortly after, a chair begins moving across the floor on its own with no one around. Instead of slowly sliding, it appears to be pushed forcefully across the room. Later, activity is caught in the kitchen, where the washing machine door starts swinging back and forth by itself, before finally slamming shut. Much of this strange activity happens while Willow is asleep, though not all of it occurs when he's in another room. While kneeling near a cabinet, Willow accidentally catches his fingers in one of the handles. The moment he cries out in pain, a wooden chair suddenly shoots across the room, almost at the same time. The timing makes it seem as though the movement was a reaction to his scream. There may be ordinary explanations for each incident on its own, but the way these events happen together makes some people question whether it was simply a coincidence. A man records himself while lying in bed late at night, looking exhausted and visibly disturbed. His eyes are red, and he explains that he woke up with a fever and the frightening sensation that something was entering his room. At first, it sounds like a fever-induced nightmare, but then he turns the camera toward the doorway. The bedroom door slowly creaks open on its own, and a tall, extremely thin figure appears in the doorway. Its arms and legs look unusually long, its body is narrow, and its pale head seems much larger than the rest of its frame. The figure then slowly steps into the room, making it seem less like a shadow and more like something physically present. Startled, the man quickly jerks the camera away, but when he points it back, the figure appears to have moved farther into the room and is now standing near the wall. Some people believe it was simply someone wearing a costume and carefully staged in the dark, while others compare it to reports of pale, thin humanoid creatures, often described with long limbs and strange movements. It could have been a fever dream, a hoax, or something else entirely, but the footage leaves plenty of room for debate. In this unsettling clip, a group of teenagers brings an old doll to a quiet playground at night, after hearing rumors that it might be haunted. They place the doll on the ground and start recording, hoping to catch something unusual on camera. At first, nothing seems to happen, but then something disturbing takes place. For a short time, nothing happens. Then, the doll suddenly falls over for no clear reason. As the group moves closer to check it, they notice a nearby swing starting to move on its own. When one of them reaches out and grabs the swing, it immediately stops moving. After witnessing the strange event, they decide not to stay any longer and quickly leave the playground. Some viewers think the wind or natural movement could explain what happened, while others believe the timing makes it feel far more mysterious. What do you think? A tragic incident recently shocked a school community when a young student lost her life near the school's main entrance.
What's going on? I wanted to respect their privacy, but they just put a girl in the back of the ambulance and her dad was running. and the poor mom was crying inconsolably.
Rumors that the student's classroom was haunted quickly spread throughout the school, leaving many students frightened. One evening, a teacher stayed behind alone to prepare decorations in the classroom where the student had studied. While working, he glanced at the reflection in a switched-off television and was suddenly startled by something he thought he saw.
I'm finishing putting up the decorations for when the students come back. I was at the digital board getting everything ready, and when I took a step back you already know me. I often stay late. It's just the janitor and me here. And
That's it. Just me.
There appeared to be a dark silhouette of a girl sitting at the same desk the student had once used. Startled, the teacher quickly turned the camera toward the actual seat, but it was empty. The following day, he recorded from the same position again, and this time the reflection showed nothing unusual, with the classroom appearing empty. Farah was spending a quiet night at home, half asleep on the couch while the television played in the background. As he started getting tired, he turned off the TV and got ready to go to bed. But the moment the screen went dark, a series of loud, aggressive knocks suddenly erupted from his front door. The knocking was loud and aggressive, as if someone was desperately trying to get inside. Juan froze as his heart started racing. After a few tense seconds, he gathered the courage to approach the door and slowly opened it. But when he looked outside, the hallway was empty. There were no footsteps, no shadows, and no sign of anyone being there. Unable to explain what was happening, Juan later contacted paranormal investigators in hopes of finding answers about the strange activity in his home. Footage from a Ring camera in the Appalachian Mountains captured something unusual near a porch late at night. At first, everything seems normal, with a raccoon wandering through the area. However, some viewers notice something else on the porch. As the recording continues, attention shifts away from the animal and toward a strange detail in the background. A dark, shadow-like shape appears to slowly move across part of the porch. Some viewers believe it was simply a lighting effect, a reflection, or a camera compression issue. Others disagree, arguing that the movement doesn't seem to match how ordinary shadows would normally behave. Nighttime security footage can often be misleading, but the clip was unusual enough to keep people debating what they had actually seen. A man named Eric Howden can be heard yelling into the darkness inside an old house in Red Lodge, Montana. According to him, the Airbnb he had rented wasn't as empty as it seemed. What started as a normal stay quickly became unsettling when he began experiencing strange things inside the house.
There's no one in here. There's no one in here. There's no one here. Jesus, f off. God damn it, dude. F you, man. You, dude.
At first, it was just small noises, bangs, taps, and knocks coming from inside the walls. They were the kind of sounds that could easily be dismissed, especially when staying alone in an old and unfamiliar house.
Oh my God. It's noon here, but I still feel like I haven't slept because all night I hear there's sudden bangs, and they're not like subtle. They're like someone just, it's like, I don't know.
Eric bought a pair of earplugs, told himself the noises were probably just the house settling, and did his best to ignore them.
I got myself earplugs. Those have helped quite a bit, actually. Banging still all throughout the night and whatnot, just sporadic, but been having a lot of crazy dreams too. I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's just because I'm in a new. All right, so just got back from having coffee with a friend. When I left, that door was closed 100%, so. Okay. Well, those were closed when I left too. Off. Off, dude.
After experiencing enough strange activity he couldn't explain, Eric decided to do what many people do when they think something unusual is happening. He set up a camera, sat down, and waited to see if it would capture anything.
As soon as I came in this room, the banging stopped. But it stops when I came close to this area over here.
All right, I've been waiting here all day. Nothing's happened. It seems to be chill, but I don't know. Whatever, man. I'm gonna go eat. That is hysterical. The second that I go to, literally, I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes. Nothing. Nope. Nope. Nope.
By this point, Eric had begun asking locals about the house, and their reactions surprised him. According to Eric, many people in town were already familiar with stories of strange activity in the area. Some even believed the cause was connected to something hidden deep beneath the town itself.
The town has a whole bunch of history. Miners here, miners lived here. They built a bunch of tunnels underneath the town. You can look it all up at Red Lodge. And every time I talk to people, They tell me that this kind of behavior is sort of normal around here.
The city is completely on top of mines, and so a lot of those buildings are all connected to each other, and people say that there's a lot of mines have been closed up, but there's a lot of openings still there. So Red Lodge used to have a lot of Native American tribes that were all battling and feuding with each other. And before any Western people even got there, smallpox had traveled ahead and wiped out complete tribes, decimating, cultures and
That brings the story to the moment that convinced Eric that something was actually inside the house with him. It was a clip he captured during his stay. At first, the figure is difficult to spot, but when the footage is zoomed in, a dark human-shaped silhouette can be seen standing motionless in the hallway, seemingly watching from the shadows. Eric quickly goes to check the area, but when he reaches the hallway, there's nothing there. No person, no movement, and no clear explanation. The experience left him questioning what was really happening inside Airbnb. Was it just an old house making strange noises and creating odd shadows, or something more connected to the town's history of tunnels, tragedy, and local legends? After his stay, Eric said the experience was unsettling enough that he warned others to learn about Red Lodge's past before spending a night there. On New Year's Eve, Carmen and her toddler were asleep at home when a loud notification from her phone suddenly woke her up. It was an alert from her security camera saying that someone was in her backyard. Carmen immediately found this strange because her yard was surrounded by a 6-foot fence, making it difficult for anyone to get inside. Concerned, she opened the camera app and was shocked by what she saw. A pale, transparent-looking figure can be seen moving through Carmen's backyard on the security camera footage. Because of the 6-foot fence surrounding the yard, the figure appears unusually tall. Carmen immediately felt that something was wrong and rushed to her window to look outside, but there was no one there. Whatever had been in the yard moments earlier was gone. Carmen believes the figure captured by her security camera that night was something paranormal. A group of friends was driving to a pharmacy late at night for what was supposed to be a quick trip. The roads were quiet, the sidewalks were empty, and everything seemed completely normal. Then, without warning, something appeared in the middle of the road ahead of them.
Señor, ¿qué es eso? Lo que está allá.
Nos bajamos. Güey. Está moviendo.
Allá, lo que está allá moviéndose, en lo más oscuro. Güey, no es un palo.
No, güey, yo lo veo forma. Yo también le veo forma como
Eso es lo que
mujer,
está
güey.
moviendo allá.
Ay, que feo me cagué, güey. Estamos bien cerca, güey.
No sé. Y nos queríamos bajar por unas pastillas. Esa cosa que está ahí, mire.
Standing directly in their path was a motionless figure that looked like a woman wearing a long white gown that nearly reached the ground. There were no clear facial features, no visible movement, and no sign that she was trying to move out of the way. She simply stood there in the darkness. Inside the car, the group laughed nervously as they tried to process what they were seeing. After the video was shared, many viewers pointed out how much the figure resembled La Llorona, the weeping woman from Latin American folklore who is often described as appearing at night dressed in white. Others suggested it could have been a person, prank, or a trick of the lighting. But one question remained. If it was just a person, why was she standing completely still in the middle of the road? Jensen's Journey is a TikTok creator who usually posts wholesome updates about her family and her son's medical journey. But according to the mother, Kelsey, there's another side of their home that she rarely talks about. For years, she claims strange things have been happening. Doors locking on their own, baby gates slamming shut, and objects moving without anyone nearby. She says the activity only seemed to get worse over time. One afternoon, as Kelsey and her older son Tucker were getting ready to leave the house, their security camera captured something unsettling. As Tucker walked past a doorway, he suddenly stopped as if he noticed something unseen. A few seconds later, a small toy duck on the floor started moving on its own. No one was near it, and nothing touched it. The toy slowly slid across the floor, frightening Tucker so much that he stepped back. Then it happened again, moving even farther as if something invisible was pushing it. Kelsey still has no explanation for what happened. This video comes from a TikTok user known as Haunted House 84, and the name may be fitting. The clip starts with the homeowner upstairs when strange noises suddenly begin coming from the kitchen below. The sounds are loud enough to make it clear that something unusual seems to be happening downstairs.
Hello?
Hearing the noises, he makes his way downstairs to check things out, but the instant he steps into the kitchen, the noise cuts off completely. As he looks around, he spots something that immediately catches his attention.
I did not leave the light on.
Several kitchen cupboards are standing wide open, making it look as though someone had been going through them. He slowly moves the camera around the room to show what he found.
Stuff on the floor. Whoa!
Suddenly, a utensil flies out of a drawer. Startled, he quickly backs away, and as he does, the noises begin again upstairs, almost as if they are responding to his movements. The video ends shortly afterward, leaving viewers to decide for themselves whether it was a staged event or something far stranger. A man named Joe installed a camera in his basement after hearing scratching and banging noises for several days. Believing there was a normal explanation, he assumed an animal, such as a raccoon, had gotten inside. However, when he reviewed the footage, he found something unexpected. A box suddenly shifts and falls from a shelf, followed by several objects on a nearby table moving at the same time. Moments later, multiple items appear to slide and fly off the surface in a single burst of motion. As Joe heads downstairs to investigate, something crashes behind him, causing him to turn around and run back upstairs. While some people suggest vibrations, hidden movement, or an animal could be responsible, the sequence of events has left many viewers unconvinced. A man investigated an old abandoned asylum in Norwich, Connecticut, which was long rumored to be haunted. He walked through the empty, dark hallways alone and recorded the experience, but nothing unusual happened at the time. After returning home a few days later, strange disturbances reportedly began inside his house. Feeling uneasy, he set up a camera and tried calling out to whatever might be there, asking it to knock if it could hear him.
Knock if you hear me. Knock if you hear me. Knock if you hear me.
A sharp knock echoed through the room. From that moment on, the activity quickly intensified.
Is anyone there? What the? What the? Who is out? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What the? Hello. Who is there? Oh my goodness. Please stop. What the? Please stop. Please stop. This is my house. Leave. Leave. This is my house. You're not allowed here.
On another day, he heard noises coming from the kitchen and started recording. That's when something unsettling appeared in the footage.
What the?
A dark shadow figure can be seen peeking from the corner before quickly slipping back into the darkness. But the most terrifying moment came the following night. A pale, featureless face slowly emerged from the darkness, moving closer toward him. Terrified, he backed away and ran out of the room. Later, he stayed at a friend's house and hasn't posted any updates since. So the question remains, what followed him home? This strange video was submitted by Alejandro Rojas, who asked viewers to watch carefully and pay attention to what appears in the background. At first, the footage seems completely normal, showing an outdoor area near the water. Nothing appears out of the ordinary, but when the camera turns and focuses on the area behind the man, something unusual can be seen near a tree sticking out of the river. That's when the footage takes a strange turn.
Por otro lado no, acaba más clarito. Entonces, bueno, gente, las mejores pues, otro día nos metemos, otro día que Tim, yo me meto para decirles que, para que vean que eso no es duro, uno se mete aquí y va a salir por allá abajo, sin problema, sin miedo ni nada, ¿por qué? Como yo les digo, nosotros nos criamos aquí, en este río.
When the camera turns and zooms in on the tree rising from the water, a tall, dark figure can be seen nearby. The figure appears completely black and remains perfectly still. What makes the scene unusual is that it seems to be standing directly on the surface of the water without sinking or moving. There are a few possible explanations. It could be someone standing on a hidden object beneath the water, or it might be an optical illusion caused by distance, shadows, and the river's depth. But the figure never reacts, never moves, and simply stands there in silence. So what exactly was Alejandro's camera capturing? Old hospitals are often associated with ghost stories, and King's Daughters Hospital in Ashland, Kentucky is no exception. Chris Jesse, who works at the hospital, says he has heard unexplained voices and seen shadowy figures, leading him to believe the building may be haunted. However, he had never captured anything on camera until one night during a late shift, when he noticed something unsettling on the hospital's CCTV footage. The CCTV footage appears to show a dark shadow that is visible for a brief moment before suddenly moving at high speed and disappearing from view. Chris believes it could be one of the shadow figures he has reported seeing around the hospital and possibly connected to a former patient. Viewers offered other explanations, suggesting it may have been an insect near the camera lens or a camera glitch. However, Chris remains convinced that the footage is evidence of paranormal activity inside the hospital. One afternoon, a woman named Rachel Navarro was home alone in her New York City apartment when the power suddenly went out due to maintenance work in the building. With no electricity, the hallway outside her door was completely dark. At first, Rachel tried to stay calm, but then she began noticing something strange.
Okay, hi. Sorry, I'm just watching something, but literally, hold on. There's no electricity in our place right now, okay? Turned it off, but I swear. Okay, this door, Jesus, has been doing this literally all day. And look, oh my God. Please. Hello? Hold on. I'm going out there. No light. Oh, I turned the flash on because I couldn't see out there. I have my effing mace. Hold on. Okay. I swear. Blood of Jesus. Jesus. Oh my gosh, Jesus. This door always moves because of the wind. I'm not really worried about that. Hello? It's just like mad dark if I don't. Jesus, hold on. No. That, no.
Her front door suddenly started shaking violently, as if someone on the other side was trying to force it open. Rachel grabbed her phone and began recording while nervously describing what was happening. When she looked through the peephole, she thought she saw movement in the darkness outside. Frightened, she picked up her pepper spray and slowly opened the door, but the hallway was empty. There were no footsteps, no voices, and no lights, just darkness. Rachel stepped into the hallway and used her phone's flashlight to look around. That's when she suddenly heard something.
It's just like mad dark if I don't.
A faint whisper could be heard, followed by the sound of someone breathing nearby. Panicked, Rachel immediately rushed back inside, slammed the door shut, and locked it. To this day, she says she has no idea who or what was outside her apartment that day. A homeowner returned to their cabin and discovered something strange hanging from above. Suspended by a thick, slimy strand was a snail-like creature that slowly twisted and moved while dangling in the air. No clear explanation was ever given for what it was, leaving the sighting as much of a mystery as the creature itself. A Canadian woman has become well known online for sharing videos from her home, which many viewers consider one of the most haunted houses on the internet. Her videos often feature strange noises, unusual shadows, and other unexplained events. She also enjoys collecting thrift store finds, vintage antiques, old dolls, and other collectibles. One evening, while standing in her kitchen, she suddenly heard loud noises coming from the laundry room. Having experienced similar incidents before, she remained calm and started recording instead of panicking.
Chris, thanks for the heart. This doll doesn't seem to be doing much of anything at this point. Whatever's going on, we're getting a lot of activity from that room. A lot of noise coming from there. A lot of app activity from there. I just don't feel comfortable over there. Do you?
Mm-mm.
Are you still in that room? If you're in that room, give me a sign. Oh yeah, I never thought flashlight. If you're in the room, give me a sign. Did you hear that? Who's there? Oh! 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 Okay. You heard that, right?
Yep.
Was that you?
I'm trying to there.
Okay. I'm scared to go near it. What are you doing? I was ready to run for the stairs. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to breathe. Okay. Who is this?
I think it's toying with us.
Frig, the cat scared me. Frig, I can't. My heart is in my throat. What was that noise, though? It was a thump. Yeah, keep the flashlight like that. If there's anything moving, we can see. Who's here? was loud, whatever that was. My nose is starting to run because it's gotten cold. Do I turn it off? Try turning it off. I'm just gonna back up. I keep thinking something's gonna fly out at me.
Sam's back here making
Frig, I don't like that. I don't like that. Who's here? Say your name.
She spoke into the darkness, asking whatever might be there to give her a sign. At first, nothing happened. Then, without warning, a deep thump echoed through the room. Moments later, a strange growling sound filled the air before everything suddenly went silent. What disturbed viewers most, however, was something she didn't notice at the time. As her flashlight passed over a nearby curtain, a large, face-like shape appeared for a brief moment, seemingly staring back at her. Nearly a year later, another unusual incident reportedly took place in the basement.
Guys, I'm in the laundry room, and a lot of you know we hung the wind chimes down in the basement the other day. We've been hearing them off and on, and I'm down here alone and I just heard them. They're moving. And there's an orb. They're moving.
A simple wind chime began moving on its own, while glowing orbs drifted through the air around it. The strange scene was caught on camera, adding to the long list of unexplained events reported inside the house. Whatever was causing the activity, it seemed that it wasn't finished yet. The following video was shared by Tracy, an employee at a large hotel in Illinois. According to her, both the front desk and security staff had received numerous complaints about room 205. Strangely, most guests refused to explain exactly what had bothered them, even though the room appeared to be completely ordinary.
So I'm here at work tonight, and we have workers that come here that work on the railroad. I checked in 5 of them, and the second floor is where they usually go because that's where all the king suites are at. Well, they're all saying, please don't put me in room 205. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with 205? And not one of them would tell me what was wrong with 205. I said, is it haunted? Like, really, what is it? Nobody can tell me nothing. So how about me and you, all of us, go up to room 205 and see why no one wants to rent that room. Okay, walking up there now. Going up the steps. All right. It's like really cold in here though. Like really cold. And the air's not even on. I mean, I don't see anything. So maybe we can sit. Yeah, the air and stuff's not on. Maybe sit in the dark. See if we can hear something. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna probably lose all my views or my people watching, but okay, let's do this. Oh God! All right, no, I'm out. I'm out. Okay, I guess I just got my answer. Oh my God! Going back to the front.
Wanting to find out what was going on, Tracy decided to check room 205 herself. As soon as she entered, she noticed an unusual chill in the room. After looking around and finding nothing obviously wrong, she turned off the lights. Moments later, she heard a strange voice whisper, "Oh boy, oh boy." Startled by what she heard, Tracy quickly left the room. Even after the experience, she says she plans to return and investigate further, hoping to learn more about the mystery surrounding the room. In 2017, the old Royal Adelaide Hospital in South Australia closed after operating for 177 years. Originally built in 1840, the hospital was considered outdated and in need of major modernization, so a new facility was built, and the old one was scheduled for demolition. Over the years, the hospital had developed a reputation for being haunted, particularly because of stories about the Grey Nurse, a former matron who was said to walk the halls before mysteriously disappearing. When demolition began, many assumed those stories would finally come to an end. However, a group of workers inside the building reported seeing something that left them deeply unsettled.
And there's no behind it. It's got to be some reason for it, eh? What are all these fucking moth?
There's no one walking past that door.
Yeah, let's see. No, it's there again, dude. I'm filming it, eh? You alright, mate? That's the last time I was standing here by myself. Wouldn't you just freak, eh? I thought it was like someone joking around. Oh! Can you explain that? There's no one behind me. Doesn't make any sense, man. And look at all this like in the air.
Why were you here for so long and one thing happened as well? Looks like I've seen arm going cross-eyed.
On the other side of the door was an empty operating theater. The demolition workers checked the room several times to make sure no one was inside, yet strange shadows could still be seen moving across a narrow strip of glass. It looked as though someone was standing just beyond the door, watching them. However, the workers insisted the operating theater was empty. Some viewers believed the demolition may have disturbed a ghost, possibly even the famous Grey Nurse. Others were left wondering what would happen to the spirit said to haunt the hospital once the building was gone. Would they finally move on, or would they simply find somewhere else to go? A group of friends left a party and went into the host's younger sister's room. Out of boredom, they started playing a Simon memory game.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a normal mode. Dude, it was acting up earlier.
The toy stopped working normally and began answering questions, using green for yes and red for no. The laughter quickly faded when they found a disturbing drawing of the room's owner standing beside a large, dark figure. Things became even stranger when they asked if that presence was in the room. Watch closely at what happens when they ask whether that spirit is in the room.
Oh man, okay. It's not working. It's okay. Ask it a question. Ask it a question.
It's okay.
No, okay, I'll go. Is my shirt black? Dude, this thing is possessed, man. This thing is possessed, man. Alright, okay, ask me a question.
What color is the sky?
Wait.
I guess I have to ask something that can be answered with yes or no. Is the sky blue?
Oh! Buddy, come on, come on. Hey, come here and ask a new question. It's exciting. Oh. Oh! It knows, man.
Throw that shit in the trash.
It knows. Button or something. Hey, good to know. Am I a girl? Oh, damn. Dude, it knows. It's like one of those Ouija boards, dude. It knows. Oh.
My mom played with one.
Have you guys not seen horror movies?
The photo, dude. The photo.
Oh. She drew that?
Yeah, man.
Dude, this will actually, tell.
Okay. Spirit. Are you with us in this room?
Like 2 fingers on her or something.
Oh! Oh my god, how creepy. It's really creepy, man.
Okay, is this... Dude, it's on the floor, and I'm honestly a bit scared.
Are we actually haunted right now?
Dude, I'm like actually kind of scared, dude. What even is that? Alright, it's okay, well, we're really gonna go crazy now. Wait a moment.
It came right from here.
Oh! Okay, alright. It's okay. Okay, alright, fine, that's enough.
The toy responded with a yes. Just seconds later, a loud bang suddenly hit the window. What made the moment even stranger was that the room was on the second floor with no balcony outside, making it difficult to explain who or what could have caused the noise. Frightened by what had happened, the group quickly ran out of the room, leaving the mystery unsolved. Some believe it was nothing more than a coincidence or a malfunction, while others think something far stranger may have been going on. What do you think? A woman named Shay works as an overnight cleaner at a mid-sized office building in Indiana. Most nights are quiet, but being alone in a large, empty building can be unsettling. One night, she received a text from a staff member telling her that everyone had gone home and that she could start cleaning the other side of the building. Shay asked to make sure she was truly alone, and the woman confirmed that she was. But when Shay looked outside, she noticed something strange.
The lady who works here, and she said, "Hey Shay, just want to let you know that everyone has left, so you can go vacuum the other side." I was like, "Okay, yes ma'am." And she said, "Just me there?" No, I asked her, I said, "Just me there?" She's like, "Yes." Y'all, I'm scared as because when I went outside, there are no cars out there besides my work van. And so tell me why, if I'm the only one here, who the is this? Like, who the is that? Like, y'all, I'm not tripping. That's somebody in the room and they just sitting there. Who the is that? Like, they just sitting there. Bro, I'm about to call because I'm like, and I just called her. I said, "Hey, you sure I'm the only one here?" She's like, "Yeah, look at the cameras. You're the only one there. I'm seeing about the cars there." And I said, "Someone is in one of the booths." And she was like, "In the booths?" I was like, "Yeah, someone is in one of the booths." What the? Y'all, ain't no lock on this door. Hey, there's no lock on this door. But you know I'm black, right? And I don't play that. Alright, I'm gonna tough it up and just open the door. Nope. 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 Hell no, cuz nope.
As she walks down the hallway, she suddenly notices what appears to be someone sitting completely still inside one of the office booths behind a glass door. The figure doesn't move or react at all. Frightened, Shay hides in a closet before finally gathering the courage to check who it is. But when she opens the door again, the booth is empty. Even more unsettling, her supervisor later reviews the security footage and finds no sign of anyone entering or leaving. If Shay was truly alone, then who was sitting there watching her? A man named Liam had been waking up at exactly 3 a.m. for months because of disturbing noises coming from the bathroom at the end of the hallway. The constant interruptions were starting to affect his mental well-being. One night, he decided to record what happened when he stepped out of his room to investigate.
I don't know how anymore. A boot fell from here. At this point, I'm not afraid anymore. Who are you, son of a... I don't park the car there anyway. The car always shows up anywhere. I don't even know what... Benji, come here. Come here, Benji. ¿Dónde estás mirándome, Gaby? Come here, Benji. Come here. Go away, son of a...
A pale, unsettling face briefly appeared for a few seconds before disappearing. A few days later, after feeling like he was being watched around 1 o'clock in the morning, Liam started recording again, pointing his camera toward the bathroom. Watch carefully as the camera focuses on the window glass.
Incredibly, it's not 3 in the morning, it's 1:15, and I felt like someone was watching me while I slept, and I woke up. I don't know if it was really sleep paralysis or something like that, or if it was real. I don't know. The doll right there. Damn it. What the hell, the ball? Things are falling down here. The TV turned on by itself. I have the remote right there. I have the remote right there on the TV. Things are moving on the shelf. That bottle just moved over there. Damn, son of a... Son of a... I just got hit really hard, and they went in there, into the bathroom. They hit me really hard on the back. I saw a black shadow. I don't know what it was. Son of a... Damn, it won't let me in. I'm going to record from out there. I'm recording because they always say someone's hiding, but there isn't anyone. There's no one.
Two pale hands suddenly appeared pressed against the glass and seemed to move slowly across it. When Liam went outside to check what had caused it, he found no one there. The footage has led to plenty of debate, with some people viewing it as convincing paranormal evidence, while others believe it could be a staged hoax. What do you think? A mother had been hearing unusual sounds coming from her young daughter's playroom for a while. At first, she ignored it, assuming it was just toys or normal house noises. But as the sounds kept repeating, she eventually took out her phone and started recording.
Del cuarto de la bebé, ya la bebé dejó de jugar hace rato. Y no es nada más eso, que la hueputica esta... ¿Cómo es la verga?
The video was posted on TikTok by OSB1TCJ and quickly went viral, gaining over 12 million views. In the footage, she enters the playroom while speaking in Spanish, slowly moving the camera across her daughter's toys. At first, everything appears normal, with a small pink squid toy sitting on the table where it should be. She then briefly steps back into the hallway for a moment.
Hace rato. Y no es nada más eso, que la hueputica esta...
But when she comes back, the squid toy is now on the floor. No one else is in the room. No child, no pet, nothing that could have caused it to fall. She tries to ignore it, but the strange noises continue. When she turns the camera back toward the room, she asks viewers to look closely at the doll near the far wall, because something about it feels off.
Y no nada más eso. Sí. Maricón. Otra vez vos. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa más o menos? Ajá, se supone que esto estaba en la mesa. Y de igual manera, o sea...
This does not feel like someone forcing fear for the camera. Her voice changes, and the fear sounds genuine. The way she reacts suggests this isn't the first strange incident in that room. Then she quietly says that whatever is happening won't leave her baby alone. Instead of leaving, she sets up another camera, points it at the doll, and lets it record, hoping to finally capture whatever keeps disturbing her daughter's playroom. So what's actually happening inside that small room? A toy falling off a table could be explained by vibration or poor placement. But when strange noises continue, objects keep moving, and even a doll seems to draw attention on its own, it starts to feel more unsettling. Is it just a normal household issue? Or did the mother capture something truly unexplained happening around her daughter's toys? This case follows a man who says he has been dealing with unexplained activity for a long time. Some viewers may recognize him from earlier videos, where he claimed to experience constant knocking throughout his house, strange voices copying familiar sounds, and possible mimic-like entities trying to get his attention. This time, however, the incident doesn't take place at his home. It happens inside his tattoo shop.
Usted es muy perceptiva, ¿eh? Sí es cierto, no hay absolutamente nada.
Sigue moviendo. Como si estuvieran haciendo con el dedo para arriba.
¡Wow! Sí es cierto, sorprendente. Y como le dije... Sí, está marcando bastante. Pero no estaba haciendo así, ¿verdad? No. ¿Y cómo se empieza a sentir? ¿Cómo se empieza a sentir la vibra? Ah, bueno, yo al menos sí empecé a sentir una vibra medio extraña. Y por aquí tengo unas personas que se vinieron a tatuar. Bueno, Ya se dejó de mover, vean. Ahí como que tantito, pero no. Iguales. Eso bastante fuerte.
At first, everything inside the shop looks normal, quiet, and still. Then, something begins moving behind one of the curtains. It does not look like the fabric is shifting from a draft. It looks like the clear shape of something passing behind it, as if someone is standing on the other side. He notices it immediately and goes to check, but when he pulls the curtain back, there is nothing there. No customer, no coworker, and no one hiding behind it. For many viewers, that alone was unsettling. But what makes the clip even more disturbing is the possibility that whatever had been haunting his home may no longer be staying there. Some people believe paranormal activity can attach itself to a person rather than a place, following them to different locations. Then came a second encounter, this time while he was returning home.
No mames, güey. Sí, venimos del parque. Aquí espérenme. No mames. Voy a tratar de no ser fuerte para que ustedes lo vean. No mames. Lo puedo hacerlo bien. Ahí se estaba asomando.
As he looks toward one of the windows, he sees what appears to be a child standing there, watching from inside. According to him, his wife and children were not home at the time. He says he had purposely sent them somewhere else while he searched for answers. If his family was gone, then who was standing in the window? The curtain movement at the tattoo shop and the childlike figure in the window happened in completely different places, yet both seem to suggest the same possibility. Whatever he was dealing with may not have been limited to the house. Angela Wami is a personal trainer from the United States who rarely posts on social media, and when she does, it is usually unrelated to anything paranormal. However, her home security camera recently captured something that left her convinced that something strange was happening. She shared the footage online, explaining that she was home alone with her baby when she received a notification from her security camera around 10 p.m. At first, she assumed it was her husband returning from work, but when he never came inside, she checked the camera app to see what had triggered the alert. What she saw immediately frightened her. Angela believes her security camera captured the ghost of a young girl standing inside her house. The figure appears to be looking through the sliding glass door, before slowly fading away into the darkness. After she shared the footage online, viewers began debating what they were seeing. Some agreed that it looked like a girl standing on the other side of the glass, while others argued that it was simply a case of pareidolia. However, Angela later posted an update that made the footage seem even more unsettling.
So this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
Angela later tried to recreate what her security camera had recorded. During the test, she showed that when she stood by the sliding glass door, she was barely visible on the camera. She argued that if a real person had been standing there looking outside, the camera likely would not have detected them at all. Because of this, Angela believes the figure captured that night was not human. What it was doing there, however, remains a mystery. A person had fallen asleep in their living room late at night and suddenly woke up while still feeling groggy. When they opened their eyes, they noticed two figures standing outside the large glass windows. One appeared tall and broad, while the other seemed smaller, both remaining completely still and facing toward the house. Because of the low light, it was difficult to make out any details. According to the person recording, the figures moved away and disappeared into the darkness shortly after being noticed. However, some viewers believe they may have simply been animals, such as cows, horses, or other wildlife. While browsing paranormal forums on Reddit, a girl took a screenshot during a FaceTime call with her boyfriend. He was home alone at the time. Later, when she looked through the screenshots, she noticed something unusual in the upper right corner behind her boyfriend. A pale shape appeared in the background that seemed to resemble a human face with what looked like eyes and a nose. Skeptics argue that it's simply pareidolia, the tendency for the brain to see familiar patterns, especially faces, in shadows or blurry images. Still, the image has left many people questioning whether he was truly alone in the room. Do you see a face, or do you think it's just a trick of the lighting and image quality? Reddit user Lovatorix shared a Polaroid photo taken inside a friend's cabin that was believed to be haunted. In the picture, a dark, semi-transparent figure appears in the background behind the person being photographed. According to the user, there was no visible object that could have created the effect, and no one else was in the room when the photo was taken. They also mentioned that the building had once served as a residential care center for elderly and disabled people. Over time, both they and their friend reportedly experienced unusual events, including doors opening on their own, and a persistent feeling of being watched. While the image could be explained by a Polaroid development issue, the stories surrounding the cabin have led some people to wonder if there was something more to it. A Reddit user named Unloved Cheese shared a photo found on their grandmother's old phone. The image shows a child taking a selfie alone in a room, but when the picture was examined later, a strange figure could be seen on the right side of the frame. The shape appeared human, sitting in a slumped position with its head tilted at an unusual angle. According to the user, a close family member had passed away before the photo was taken, and some relatives felt the figure resembled him. The picture was taken inside his former cabin, and it has remained a topic of discussion within the family ever since. The Hill House in Mineral Wells, Texas, is known as one of the most infamous haunted locations in America. With a history stretching back more than a century, it has been connected to stories of illegal gambling, mysterious crimes, and unexplained deaths. One night, a group of friends rented the house for fun, with most of them not believing in ghosts at all. They wanted to prove the haunting stories were false, but things changed when one of the visitors, Victoria, entered a bedroom and began mocking the supposed spirit, laughing and daring it to respond. Moments later, something terrifying happened.
As you can see, she was yanked off the bed. This was not a fall. And then they ran out. We're going to rewind that and we're going to show you in regular screen.
Right in front of everyone, Victoria was suddenly pulled off the bed as if something unseen had grabbed her legs and dragged her to the floor. The group immediately panicked and ran from the room. Later that night, around 3 a.m., another visitor named Drew entered the same room and began challenging the spirit, calling it a coward. But as soon as he spoke, he was suddenly shoved backward by something he couldn't see. As the group rushed out, the door slammed shut behind them, and the doorknob appeared to turn on its own. What exactly happened inside the Hill House remains a mystery. Years ago in Massachusetts, the abandoned Danvers State Hospital stood empty after closing in 1992. The facility had once housed thousands of patients under harsh and disturbing conditions. After its closure, rumors of paranormal activity quickly began to spread. In 2000, a security guard assigned to watch over the empty building explored the dark basement one night and recorded a short video, not knowing what he might capture. At first, everything looked normal, but later, while reviewing the footage, he noticed something disturbing, a tall, thin shadow moving slowly through the darkness, as if trying to stay hidden. The guard insisted he was completely alone that night. Even years later, the question remains, was it just a trick of light and shadows, or did Danvers State Hospital truly remain occupied after being shut down? The footage was recorded during the day, with sunlight streaming through a window behind a man standing in his living room. He started filming after noticing something unusual reflected in the screen of a turned-off television. The room was bright, quiet, and completely ordinary, making the reflection stand out even more. It wasn't a dark environment where shadows could easily be mistaken for something else. Whatever caught his attention appeared clearly on the black TV screen.
Am I tripping or is that? There's someone sitting on my couch, but like, look, there's no one there. What? But like, there's no one there. There's no one on the couch. Oh my God, it's gone.
In the TV's reflection, a dark figure that looks like a person can be seen sitting on the couch, slightly leaning forward as if relaxing. But when the camera quickly turns toward the actual couch, there's nobody there, just pillows and a blanket. When the camera points back at the TV, the figure is gone from the reflection as well. Some people believe it could be a ghostly image briefly appearing in the screen's reflection, while others think it was simply a trick of the light or camera angle. Either way, if the couch was empty the whole time, what was reflected in the TV? A woman was taking a photo of her hair in her room and believed she had captured a completely ordinary picture. However, when she looked at the image later, she noticed something unsettling. Behind the window blinds, what appeared to be a pair of eyes could be seen peering through the gaps. She said she hadn't noticed anything unusual at the time the photo was taken, and only spotted the detail afterward while reviewing the picture. If the image is genuine, it's easy to understand why it left her feeling disturbed. Michael is a gaming streamer from Florida who normally posts gaming content and has never shared anything paranormal. One night, however, he and his parents experienced something they couldn't explain. His parents said they were repeatedly woken up in the early hours of the morning by something tapping on their window. Unsure of what was causing it, they checked their home security camera footage. What they saw concerned them enough to immediately call Michael for help.
Look, it's starting now. The security light turns on. It picks up. And then it walks back. It's at the corner of the house. You see him walking? It's like a short guy. And then you see the trees move. Y los árboles se movió.
Y camina, es una persona, no es una persona chiquitica, muy chiquitica.
The security camera appears to capture a transparent-looking figure moving around the property shortly before 4:30 a.m. Michael says the fence surrounding the yard is much taller than a person and is bordered by thick trees and bushes, making it difficult for anyone to enter unnoticed. He and his parents believe there was definitely something there that night. The motion-activated light even turns on as the figure comes into view, suggesting it detected something large enough to trigger it. Michael says the figure looks human, but he cannot explain why it appears transparent or how anyone could have been in the backyard at that hour. His parents believe it was the same thing that had been tapping on their window and waking them up. So, was it a ghost caught on camera, or is there another explanation for what the footage shows? A woman was walking along a quiet forest trail while casually recording, with her Labrador walking ahead of her. At first, everything seemed calm and peaceful, but then the dog suddenly started pulling strongly toward the trees, staring into the darkness unusually. Curious, she turned her camera toward the tree line.
Come on, Bruce. What's up? Come on. Come on. Oi. Come on. Bruce. Come on.
For a brief moment, something can be seen standing between the trees. The shape is faint, blending into the darkness, but it clearly resembles a human figure. The woman doesn't notice it and keeps walking. Seconds later, the dog pulls again as she points the camera back to the same area. This time, the figure appears to move, slowly slipping behind a tree as if trying to stay hidden. Later, when reviewing the footage frame by frame, she realizes she may not have been alone. A homeowner was looking through old security camera footage when something unusual caught their attention. In the recording, a faint, transparent-looking figure seems to appear near the living room table before moving across the room and gradually disappearing. According to the homeowner, nothing similar had ever happened before or since. Some viewers believe it was caused by a camera glitch, lighting issue, or video distortion, while others think it resembles a figure walking through the room. Whatever the explanation, the footage has left people divided. What do you think it was? A man and a woman stand outside at night, recording strange sounds coming from a dark, tree-covered hillside near their building. Neither of them can figure out what is making the noise. The man points his phone toward the hill, trying to catch a glimpse of whatever is out there. But the area is completely dark. There is no visible movement or figure, only the unsettling sound echoing through the trees.
Oh, you see it?
The first sound is a sharp, high-pitched cry that is difficult to identify. It doesn't sound fully human, but it doesn't sound like a typical animal either. A few seconds later, a deeper and rougher sound follows, almost like a scream mixed with pain and aggression. The man recording quietly reacts, clearly unsettled by what he is hearing. Then a woman nearby suddenly shouts, "Oh my God!" In the final moments of the clip, she appears to notice something moving near the side of the building. Some viewers believe the sounds could have come from an animal, since certain animals can make disturbing noises at night. Others think the sounds are too unusual to explain so easily. Whatever was on that hillside remains unidentified. An urban explorer was exploring an abandoned cabin when he noticed something unusual in one of the rooms. In the darkness stood what looked like a long-haired figure gently swaying back and forth. Disturbed by the sight, he backed away from the doorway. A few moments later, curiosity convinced him to take another look. The figure was still there, but after briefly moving the camera and pointing it back toward the room, it seemed to have changed. The dark figure was gone, and in its place appeared a pale shape emerging from the darkness and moving toward the doorway. Unable to make out its face or identify what it was, the explorer immediately turned around and ran, ending his visit. Whether it was a person, a prank, or something else entirely remains unknown. Reddit user AnonMouse 24688 shared 2 clips recorded at their father's airsoft site near his cabin. In the first video, a dark shape can be seen low to the ground, appearing to crawl through the area. In another clip recorded on a different day, a figure appears on the left side of the frame while the father is organizing equipment. The figure seems to walk slowly while carrying what looks like a stick, briefly moving toward the camera before disappearing. According to the user, the site was supposed to be empty during both both recordings, with no known visitors nearby. Some viewers suggested it could have been a person, an animal, or someone trespassing on the property, while others found the second figure especially difficult to explain because of the way it seemed to appear unexpectedly. What do you think was captured in the footage? It was late at night when a girl named Pershku decided to record a short video in her kitchen. She wanted to show viewers a strange ice machine that often made unsettling noises during the quiet hours of the night. Expecting nothing more than a mechanical issue, she slowly walked closer to it. But what happened next completely shocked her. For a brief moment, the camera appeared to capture the figure of a small girl standing nearby. Even stranger, the instant Perska turned on the kitchen lights, the figure disappeared without a trace. Not long after posting the footage, Perska removed the video, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. Was it simply a trick of the darkness, or did the camera capture something unexplained? This family was staying at their cabin when they checked their motion camera after receiving a notification during the night. Expecting to see an animal near the property, they were surprised to find something else in the footage. Beside the cabin, a mist-like shape appeared that seemed to resemble a human figure. While fog, cold air, and infrared cameras can sometimes create unusual effects, the family felt this shape looked far more defined than anything they had seen before. Reddit user OKUs. 1924 had recently bought a Polaroid camera and decided to test it at night. The photo seemed completely normal at first, but after it developed, they noticed something strange near the edge of the image. What looked like a face appeared to be staring toward the camera, with bright eyes standing out in the darkness. Disturbed by what they saw, they shared the photo online in search of answers. Some viewers thought it looked like a ghost, while others suggested it could be a person, a reflection, or simply an unusual shape created by the lighting. More skeptical commenters pointed to damaged film, low light conditions, or pareidolia as likely explanations. However, the original poster insisted they were completely alone when the photo was taken, leaving the image open to interpretation. What do you think was looking back from the darkness? A security guard named Francisco recorded this video and sent it in for review. He was working a night shift in an area well known for unexplained incidents that various staff members have reported over the years. On that specific night, he was actively documenting the latest strange occurrences.
The second floor. Here we're taking a walk through. Here it's a little... I didn't want to show you anything now because it's dark. Just like you see there, those are the machines where they make the wipers. Well, I don't really know what they do, to be honest, but I know that the operators work here, like that. On my left side, this is the warehouse, where they keep the wiper blades, arms, and all the wiper accessories. On my left side, there are some restrooms. Yes, there are some restrooms that... those were once used, but now they're mostly abandoned. All of this is a hallway where everything is managed. All of this.
He was entirely by himself that night, raising the question of who or what he caught on camera at the far end of the hallway. It could be a ghost, or perhaps the spirit of a past employee, leaving viewers to share their thoughts in the comments. Catherine Gregory is a Pacific Northwest vlogger who shares solo and group camping trips, truck camping, and outdoor cooking in some of the most scenic places across the continental United States. She's known for turning simple campfire meals into something special and making even stormy weather feel relaxing. But not every strange experience comes from the wilderness. Sometimes trouble walks straight into camp. On June 7th, 2026, she's camping at Baker Hole Campground near West Yellowstone, Montana.
Camp at one of my favorite camps here in the greater Yellowstone area. I've been here many times. This is the Baker Hole Campground. We enjoyed some ice cream in town at the Haagen-Dazs ice cream shop. You don't see many of those around. And that was yummy. We took a little walk and drive around town, and now we're back here at camp. There have been thunderstorms almost daily, and I'm looking in front of me, and there's definitely some thunderheads. I don't know whether they'll produce any rain or not tonight, but we are going to make a yummy dinner later, so hopefully it doesn't rain.
Everything feels peaceful at first. The weather is nice, the campsite has easy river access, the fire is burning, and the food is ready. It's the kind of perfect camping evening that makes everyday worries disappear. But the problem with great camping spots is that other people know about them too.
If I've ever felt creeped out in a situation and wanted to leave camp, and we had an interesting situation just happen. We were planning on making dinner at camp, as I had mentioned earlier, and as we were sitting around doing chores, packing things up and organizing things, a person that is not camped in our campground parked in a little space right across from our camp to go fish the river. However, he came right into our camp and was very aggressive, trying to be friendly, definitely trying to be friendly, but felt very off. He felt like he was maybe on something. He just wasn't acting normal. He told a lot of stories, and his stories changed all the time, and I felt very uncomfortable.
He shows up pretending to be there for fishing, parks across from their campsite, never goes near the river, and instead walks directly into their occupied camp. Once there, he starts telling one story after another, but his explanations keep changing and don't match up.
He went to finally fish in the river after he talked to us for about 15-20 minutes. And the problem is that his car is parked by our camp, and he's gonna come back through, and I'm sure he's gonna want to sit and talk to us again, and I don't feel comfortable at all. I just did not. So we are leaving camp, and we're gonna go out to eat, and it's kind of a bummer that we were kind of driven out of our own camp, but like the hairs on my neck stood up. Something was just off. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. I will make that dinner tomorrow night. Just have to be postponed for a little bit, and hopefully when we go back, he's left. That's my hope.
Catherine keeps recording, partly for her vlog, and partly because something about the man's behavior feels off. Then Joey laughs casually, not at the man, but the stranger suddenly turns toward him and sharply asks, "Why are you laughing?" His aggressive tone immediately raises the tension. Catherine's instincts tell her something is wrong. Since the man's car is parked right next to their campsite, they realize he'll likely return even if he leaves for a while. Not wanting another confrontation, they quickly pack up, leave their dinner behind, let the campfire burn out on its own, and leave the area.
We're just kind of waiting it out a little bit. We want to be sure, hopefully, we're not going to be sure until we get there, but we want to give it some time so maybe this person will have left the area. It was a really strange situation. I mean, we both felt it. There was a time that he said something and Joey kind of laughed, and he's like, "Why are you laughing?" And it was one of those things where he was coming off as a friendly person, albeit way over the top and not in a good way, I would say. But I felt like he was also volatile. Like if you said something that just by that remark alone, like, "Why are you laughing?" that maybe he could have the ability, he might have the ability to snap and go the other way. So we were just talking about it here. We think that the best way to handle it is the way that we did.
After reaching town, they finally have a chance to calm down and think about what happened. Looking back, they realize the stranger's reaction to Joey's laugh showed how unstable and unpredictable he was. Leaving the campsite had been the right decision. They ended up hungry and shaken and had to cut their trip short. By that night, the stranger had left, so they returned the next morning to pack the rest of their gear before driving through Gallatin Canyon. The experience reminded them that sometimes the biggest danger outdoors isn't wildlife, bad weather, or being alone. It's running into the wrong person. After that, Catherine decided she'd rather camp in more remote places without parking lots. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.